All right, guys. So as I've kind of covered throughout this weekend, unfortunately, the left has turned 9/11 into a political prop, right? A political prop to smear those on the right who disagree with them, okay, and to use it for political gain, which I find to be utterly disrespectful and a disgusting act of political partisanship, okay. And it's just one of those things where I don't understand why is it that there's just certain people in this country that just can't put politics aside for a day and to unify and come together, which is, in my opinion, what 9/11 is supposed to be about now, right? Obviously, we're supposed to remember those who lost their lives and honor the first responders who rushed in, a lot of whom, again, lost their lives and are still losing their lives, to save those people that were trapped in those towers. That is supposed to be a unifying moment. It's supposed to be a moment where we're all supposed to come together and say, you know what, we're Americans, right? We might not necessarily agree with each other on so many issues. We might not even like each other. We might want to secede, separate ourselves from each other at times. But when it comes to a foreign enemy attacking us, we're going to come together and stand together as Americans, right? That's what it's supposed to be about. So it's supposed to be a unifying day, in my opinion. But this act right here, right, is probably the most disgusting thing that I've seen in regards to what I would really define as treasonous activities and rhetoric from the left. As a Washington University student was seen throwing away thousands of American flags for 9/11. So this was a 9/11 memorial, right, on Washington University campus. Let's actually watch just a little bit of this video of this student basically being caught picking up all the flags. Yeah. So yeah, this guy was basically caught picking up the flags, okay, basically ruining the memorial, and this was done on that day. Okay, so it wasn't like he was kind of the cleanup guy to come in after the next day to, you know, clean it up or whatever after everything was done. No, dude was just straight up ruining the memorial. And it kind of reminds me of that video I did about that guy that ruined the memorial of slain Chicago police officer Miss Ella French, right? There was just some random dude that just went up to a memorial that she had and just like took her picture off the memorial and crumbled it up and threw it in the trash, right? Just flat out just disrespect of her and police for no reason, right? And this, I kind of see as something similar. And again, this type of stuff, it makes me angry, but it also is just sad, because I actually do feel sad for individuals like this who think that it's okay to go out of their way to just destroy a memorial that's supposed to honor the victims of a tragic attack on this country. It's crazy to think about. Let's read it here. A Washington University student was caught on camera tossing thousands of American flags commemorating the lives lost in the September 11th terror attacks in the garbage, calling the display a political prop upholding American hegemony. Oh man, it's one of those type of leftists that believe that everything America does is wrong and that America's the most evil country on the planet in history, right? Ignore what all the other first world countries do in terms of how they conduct their foreign policy and how they're not altruistic in the things that they do. No, ignore all that. America is the worst country on earth, right? In terms of what we do from a foreign policy perspective, right? Ignore everybody else. He's one of those type of people. Fidel Al-Kalani was seen stuffing blue garbage bags with the flag Saturday on campus in St. Louis, Missouri, before he was confronted by another student who was filming him, college newspaper Student Life reported. Al-Kalani said that display was a violation of school rules. He was also saying profanity. Nathaniel Hope, a member of the university's college Republicans, told conservative youth organization Young America's Foundation. The college Republicans had placed 2,977 flags on mud field ahead of the 20th anniversary of the attacks. Footage posted by the Young American Foundation to Twitter condemned Al-Kalani's behavior as despicable. But Al-Kalani, vice president of finance of the University Student Union, defended his actions, saying his protest was to bring attention to the rise of Islamophobia and criticize the U.S. military intervention in the Middle East. Okay, so here's my thing. You can do all that without being disrespectful, right? Why ruin a memorial that's supposed to honor the lives lost, right? Doing 9/11 just because you want to bring attention to the rise of Islamophobia and criticize U.S. foreign policy. You can do all that without doing it in a way that's disrespectful to other people, right? I mean, if you want to talk about the rise of Islamophobia, hey, bro, listen, go for it. I understand that's your thing. I don't care about you bringing attention to that, right? If you want to protest for that, fine. But there's ways to do that that are acceptable and respectful of other people, right? And there's ways not to do it. This was not the way to do it, right? You can also feel free to criticize U.S. military intervention, right? Our foreign policy. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are critical of our foreign policy, right? A lot of people are critical of the fact that we invaded Afghanistan in the first place, that we went into Iraq to get the weapons of mass destruction that weren't ever really there, right? A lot of people are critical of that. A lot of people think that, we do make mistakes when it comes to foreign policy stuff. And you can openly criticize that, and you have a right to do that because we have free speech. But at the same time, it's like, why is it that you feel the need to disrespect the lives of those that were lost on 9/11 to do that, right? If anything, you're making yourself seem like a bad person, right? You're making it seem like those lives didn't matter. It's almost like you're belittling the lives that were lost, right? For your own political agenda. Again, it's near and dear to a lot of people's hearts. So if you're trying to raise awareness about something, if you're trying to change somebody's mind about something, right, you might not want to piss those people off in the process, right? You're supposed to be trying to win the battle of public ideas. You don't do that by pissing people off and destroying a memorial that a lot of people are probably going to find offensive, right? They're going to find offensive. Quote, any memorial 9/11 that does not contend with these facts is not only incomplete, but also amplifies pro-imperialist sentiment and actively disrespect those who died because of American invasion, he said in a statement. Okay, so the American lives don't matter, right? Those lives don't matter. The only lives that matter to this guy are those that died because of our invasion, which was, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people. So I understand where he comes from a certain perspective. But American lives matter too. And we were attacked, and I think that it is well within people's rights to honor those people who died that day because of those attacks. And it doesn't have anything to necessarily do with what we did afterwards. Okay? There's other ways to honor those people if you want to honor those people. If you want to go and have a memorial for those people, fine, you can do that. That's fine. Nobody stop you from doing that. But you don't have to rain on other people's parade and destroy their memorial because they're celebrating in a way that you don't like. Again, it's almost like to this guy, American lives, they don't really mean as much. Or that they don't deserve a memorial because, we subsequently went and invaded these other countries and other people lost their lives. Is there a tragedy that they won't politicize? I'm serious. Is there a tragedy they won't politicize? Look how they politicize the virus. Everything is political for them. It's crazy. A memorial which uses U.S. flags is especially insidious as it does not recognize those who have fallen, but uses a symbol that was on the shoulders of those who are responsible for the deaths of 900,000 people and uses the innocent lives lost during 9/11 as a political prop upholding American hegemony. I don't agree with that at all, right? I don't agree with that at all. This memorial is simply there to honor those who lost their lives on that day. And that's it. It doesn't have anything else to do with that. It's not disrespectful to anybody else. I think it's okay to do that. He added that the 9/11 victims deserve better than to be used as a political tool by those who seek to excuse American imperialism and Islamophobia. I mean, look, if you want to talk about using those lives as a political tool, please look at the Democrats. Please look at those who are comparing 9/11 to January 6th, because that is using them as a political tool, if I've ever seen one. And since you got so much hate towards America invading Iraq and Afghanistan and our imperialism, you need to go talk to your boy George W. Bush, who not only did that, but he also used 9/11 as a political prop, right, to try to compare the American people to foreign terrorists, okay? So you might need to take that up with your boy George W. Bush. Quote, they died for no reason, suddenly and tragically, and they should be grieved, not by political symbols, but by their names and their faces. I also want to extend my condolences to those who have died and been injured, both American and not, since 9/11. He said, again, you can do all that without being disrespectful. School officials, however, said they were disappointed over the incident. We were disappointed to learn about the disruption of the 9/11 display on Mud Field. We condemn the interference with the expression of support by the college Republicans for the victims of the national tragedy that took place 20 years ago today. Executive Director Susan McGinn said in a statement. You know, Republicans and conservatives, the only people in this country that have respect, right? That has a decent amount of respect for, you know, authority, law enforcement, American lives that are lost tragically, right, during events like 9/11. It almost seems like the left has just thrown all that stuff out the window. They've thrown respectability out the window. That's what it kind of seems like. She continued, we value freedom of expression in all forms and will work to ensure that all students are able to express their points of view through appropriate channels without disrupting the right of others to show support for causes they care about. Yeah, well, this is a disruption of the right of others. That's what this is. Because he could have done this in his own way that did not involve destroying other people's way of honoring those who have fallen, just because the people that he wants to be honored were not necessarily honored. You do that, bro. You bring awareness and attention to those people. You don't go rain on somebody else's parade because you're not getting the attention that you deserve. Sounds pretty selfish to me. But again, I'm not surprised by this because this is what the left does. They are selfish. It's all about them. They won't even let other people mourn in peace without getting triggered. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.